played Mead Bowers game for me.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Word Mines from Yeah Boy Creative. This is for 4+ players, 17+, so this is an adults-only game. I want to stress that right at the beginning. We're going to be talking about some inappropriate stuff in the middle part and towards the end that is part of the game. So turn away now if that's not your cup of tea. And it's going to take you 1 minute for each player you have in the game. Probably add an extra 4 or 5 minutes into the game, though. But it is a pretty quick game. But in Word Mines, this is the Choose Your Words Wisely game. Pretty much this feels like, I believe, the classic game Taboo, where you're going to have a word, and you're going to have to try to get your team to guess that word without saying a specific list of words that are underneath that word. If they're able to guess the word, you get a point. If you pass the card, you lose a point. It is a very fast, simple, mass market feeling adult party game. But is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Word Mines. So first and foremost, we're going to handy dandy side of the box, which should have you up and running in no time at all. It's going to have all your rules on just these 4 sides of the box. And honestly, you know, as much as you're expecting me to bag this, I do like when companies do this because it really makes the rules a lot simple. It's one less component you need, and it's cheaper for them, so it lowers the cost of the game. So I actually do like when game companies do that. They used to do that all the time back in the day. You know, I got a whole bunch of retro games. You look at the insert of the box, the top of the box, and it has all the rules. I like that. I hope that makes a comeback. But in Word Mines, it is a very simple party game in which you're going to break up into 2 teams, and everyone's going to have 1 turn being the card reader. They're going to be trying to get you to guess this top word right here without saying any of these words, or obviously saying that word right there. If you're able to do that, then your team will get a point. And you're going to be doing that as fast as you can in 1 minute. So you're going to try and get as many of these words in 1 minute as you can. Tally up the points after everyone's had a turn. Whoever has the most points will be the winner of the game. Obvious sort of rules. You can't use like the suffix of the word. So if it's like, you know, hard on, you can't say hard or something like that. You also can't, you can't act, no rhyming, no abbreviations, just your typical stuff that you should know if you're a decent adult not to do. So let's show you what kind of words you're going to get and how the game is played. So you flip over a card, then you have 1 minute, and you're going to try and get them to guess this. So you might be like, food, seafood, and you'd be like, sexy, sex, seafood, sex, seafood, red. And then so you'd be like, lobster, crabs. You'd be like, yeah, there you go. And then you could draw another card. And you see a cougar, be like, oh, I was about to say hot. Can't say hot. I can't say old. Can't say mom. You say, cat, sexy, what's the word, experienced, you might say, so I'm drawing a blank, so what can I do? I could either keep going on the cougar, or I could just pass, but if I pass, I lose a point, so essentially at this point I would have 0 points, so I pass, and then I got MILF. Much the same thing. So I can't say cougar, can't say old, I can't say mom, I can't say mother. Stiflers! Stiflers! And then obviously someone's probably going to guess that pretty quickly. And then I got condom, and it'd be like, holes equal baby! You know, this we might say condom. And then, you know, it might be the other way around. So I would get 2 points there, and then, boom, I'd be done with my turn. And then it would go on to the next team who would do the same thing, and you're going to go back and forth until everyone's had a turn, at which point you tally up the points. Whoever has the most points, we're the winner of the game. And that in a nutshell is how Word Mine is played. Alright then, Word Mines from Yeah Boy Creative. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First on the con side, obviously, this is a party game. If you don't like party games, you're going to want to steer clear. This is a no-strategy party game. There's next to no strategy in this game. Try to get people to guess words as fast as you can. There you go. That's the whole strategy of the game. Also, it's adult-themed, and they did push the limit here. There's going to be deep throats, and there's going to be, you know, cross-dressing and shots and manginas and all sorts of stuff like that. And if you're not comfortable with that sort of stuff, or if you don't have the group that's comfortable with that sort of stuff, this one will not be for you. Another comment I have with this game is that it's not the most forgiving game, and that combined with the fact that some of these are exceedingly hard and really hard to get, like shot skis and manginas, and there's a couple other ones where you're like, how would anyone possibly get these? And some of these, especially if you're older or if you're younger, you won't even know what it is, like a wanksta. Like, I can understand how someone who's 19 years old right now or 55 years old right now playing this game is going to be like, what's a wanksta? What? And some of those words, there are. I'd say about 3 to 5% of the words are those where it's like, really? We're just going to lose the point for this because I have no way of describing this. And even if I did, I don't think anybody would get it. And those words are kind of a bummer when you do get those. So I'm not a big fan of those words. So that is a little bit of a bummer. Also, the passing. I felt like the passing should have just been the kind of thing where you just pass the card. I understand why you lose the point, but I feel like it would, for the type of game it is, I feel like a lot of people are going to make a house rule where you can just pass. Just plain and simple, just pass. If you don't like a card, move on to the next one to keep the flow of the game going and make it so there's not like a 15, 20-second thing where someone's like, your dad. No, not Melanie's dad. And then the time's up. To not get those lulls in the game. Any other cons I have of the game? No. I mean, you know it's light, you know it's simple, you know it's mass market style party game, adult party game, and if you know all that stuff going into it, they clearly went for a specific demographic with this game, and for that demographic, the adult party game enjoyer, I like this game. I think it's a fun game. We had a lot of fun playing this game. It's a light, simple game. It does not outstay its welcome. It's very quick. We house ruled it pretty quickly where you could pass and you didn't lose points because that's one of the big things I didn't like about the game. And it also gets rid of the issue of some of the words. Let me see if I can find one just off the top of my head. That's like a really, really different one. You know, see, like I said, they're not too terribly often. Ratchet. Like Ratchet. I know what a ratchet is. Younger generation knows what a ratchet is. You ask a 38-year-old, a 50-year-old what a ratchet is, they're going to have no idea what the hell that word is. So if somebody gets a ratchet, like if grandma gets a ratchet, she's not going to know what the hell to do with this card. So there are some of those words like that in the game, and if you just house rule the pass rule, I do think that's a much better way to play the game. But continuing onward, I like the fact that they push the limit with this game. I play a lot of adult party games. I'm a big adult party game fan. I'm very immature. And some of them, they just don't push it far enough. They're like, we're talking about sex. Sex and drugs and tits. And they don't say tits, they say boobs or something like that. They don't push it far enough. In this game, while I still feel like they could have pushed it further, they pushed it the perfect amount. That's going to give you enough of that good stuff you like if you like the adult party games to keep you entertained. This is going to lead to a lot of funny moments. And in the end, Word Mines, if it looks like it's an interesting game to you, if it looks like the kind of game that your crowd would enjoy, I recommend it. And if not, I clearly don't recommend it. It's not transcendent. It's not going to swing people over from not liking adult party games to liking adult party games or anything like that. That's not this game. But if you already like adult party games and this looks like a fun one you'd want to try out, I can recommend it. I did enjoy it. I'm not going to be keeping it myself, but I'm going to be giving it to my buddy. I go over to his house from time to time and drink and play games of this ilk, so he actually has quite a few of these games that I get. It's not good enough for me to keep personally in my collection because I already have 3 or 4 adult party games, but it still is a good to great adult party game that I can recommend if you're the demographic for the game. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know what is a word that makes you cringe. What's a word that makes you cringe for one reason or another? For me personally, it's scabies. Scabies. The word scabies. I had scabies for like a solid 8 months at one point in my early 20s. Oh, it was so bad. My ex-girlfriend at the time had scabies, and I just kept going back. I don't know what I was doing, and she didn't have health insurance, so she couldn't get rid of the scabies, and I'd get rid of the scabies. And scabies, if you've never had scabies, is terrible. Like, the best part of your day when you have scabies is getting into a shower and burning yourself to the 2nd degree. Man, oh, Sabrina. Oh, it was all worth it in the end because, man, I still reminisce. But no, scabies. Scabies. Ugh, scabies. That's my word. What's your word? What's the word that makes you cringe, makes your skin crawl? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.